Yeah. Thank you. Hi, good morning, everybody. This is Andrew Lowsutea, president. Wow, it's so good to see you again because, today's webinar will be very useful for especially people who are pre-diabetic, diabetic, which they really need to basically to understand, well, what sugar is good for them. And because a lot of people don't understand, say, well, I'm not going to take sugar anymore. Well, you can take some sugar, but you got to figure out what type of sugar will be best for you and will give you the less carbohydrate and that will affect your blood sugar. The key is make sure you don't get sugar to give you a big spike to go up there and come back down so you have spike and crash. The key is you get a sugar that continue to go up slowly, 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 so the body can actually use your sugar properly before you can, get all these like white sugar, typical table sugar, which give you tremendous spike. Or you do a soda drink which has, lots of sugar in there, where you can actually spike the sugar tremendously. That's not going to be good for you. But anyway, that's what we're going to talk about today. So we've got a very better understanding which sugar is best for pre-diabetic and diabetic patients. So shall we start? I think we're going to start now. Okay, so now we have so everybody can see this, I presume. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. All right. So now we start our presentation. Which sugar is best for diabetic and pre-diabetic? I think it's a really well-informed lecture. Can help you to better understand what we need to do. And the key again, you don't want to take sugar that spike your blood sugar go. And the information we'll give you today is very simple to remember, and you can really apply very quickly and easily. So we'll talk about what is sugar are safer for people who are pre-diabetic and diabetes. Not only diabetic, but pre-diabetic need to look at that too. And what to look for in a food label. Now, as you know, every package has label, right? It have give you say what is carbohydrate and what is the fiber and what is total sugar. So those are things that you need to look at. And what is the easy swap, like for cooking and baking. So what can you do when you have that? What kind of sugar to use? And tip to enjoy sweet treats without raising your blood sugar. That's important because a lot of time people will go out and get like for a treat of donut. Wow, that is something very, very, high carbs, which you don't want to take because remember our carb is about 150 gram per day. So you take one donut is 70 gram, you suck off half of your gosh, carbohydrate is not good, right? So you need to figure out that and then not to take this kind of, big chunk of very sweet item. And how can you lower your sugar by using Lowsutea? And today that's our webinar. I think there will be a very good way to get to learn, understand what it is, and it's easy to understand. Now, I saw a lot of people here today who I am not familiarized their names in my screen, so I know there's maybe new people that join us. We always try to catch up. As you know, every individual will go for 4 stages to become from pre-diabetic to all the way to diabetes. Now, the first stage is very simple, is their LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol start going up, and they would start damaging the B cells coming out from the coming out from the pancreas. So the B cells will take sugar to the cells, but when B cells damage, the sugar not going in, so the sugar continue to increase circulation in your bloodstream. Now the problem gonna start. The LDL cholesterol adding the sugar, the blood become very thick, and it start forming plaques everywhere, the whole body. Now, the instant the plaques form, you might not feel anything, no pain, but the problem is this plaque is going to lessen the space of each of the the vessels. So net result, the next stage, the blood pressure is start going up. And blood pressure usually go up to 130, 140, 150, and so forth, but you still have no pain, nothing. And net result, you'll continue to do the same lifestyle, no change, food no change, no exercise, weight continue goes up, and very quickly you move to stage 3, which is your pre-diabetic stage. A lot of people have that problem, and they don't even know they are pre-diabetic until the day they go to see a doctor for simple health checks or whatever. They start reading, wow, I'm pre-diabetic. As a matter of fact, 80% of the people are usually caught in surprise, say either I'm pre-diabetic or even diabetes. So, but how do you measure that? Basically, they will measure, everybody have a hemoglobin, and they measure the amount of percentage of sugar attached to this hemoglobin. So if you are 5.7 and below, you are a normal person. If you're 5.7 to 6.4, you are pre-diabetic. Unfortunately, pre-diabetic, the doctor would say, hey, you are pre-diabetic now. You have to really change your lifestyle, bring the sugar back to the normal level. So to do that, you have to cut down your diet to make it low-carb diet. You have to exercise. You have to lower your weight and really basically change your lifestyle. Now, majority of people listen to that, they might say, well, okay, I would do that, but they don't know, pretty much no motivation because they don't feel anything wrong at this stage. And net result, the lifestyle did not change. The blood sugar continue to move up from 5.7 or 6.4 all the way over 6.4. Now you become a diabetic because anything over 6.4, you become a diabetic. Now, once you're diabetic, you can't go back, as you know. So really, at the end of the day, you really have to, if you're pre-diabetic, make sure you don't go beyond 6.4. How do you do that? One thing can help you is called Lowsutea. Lowsutea is something can help you to actually lower your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. And we talk about Lowsutea a little while. Now, what the sugar has two things in there. One is the guava leaves, which delay absorption of sugar entering the blood cell. So you have less sugar flowing around the blood vessel. Then next one is bitter melon. Bitter melon increase insulin sensitivity, takes sugar back to the cells, and also it will take sugar, cholesterol, and sodium, throw it out of urine. So you actually remove the excess sugar, excess cholesterol, and sodium out of the urine, result you lower blood sugar level and all the bad cholesterol, and also when the salt go down, the blood pressure will go down, plus to help you detox. So really, Lowsutea is an extremely good product that definitely help you to lower your your blood sugar, plus your cholesterol, your bad cholesterol, and also your blood pressure. So net result, you really have tremendous amount of help to help you to lower your 3 high. Now, if you lower your 3 high, the chances you'd be much better. You'll be very good. Okay. Now, the thing is this, our company do not want to just you drink tea because we want you to change your lifestyle. The lifestyle is so important because it'll take you about 6 to 8 or 9 months before you will actually change your lifestyle. But you can start to change your lifestyle a few years later, your health will be so much better and it will be so good for you. So really, at the end of the day, please try to change lifestyle. Now, what we do is we have 5 programs to help you. One will teach you how to eat. Lower, teach you take about low carb diet, low fat diet, and also we'll teach you about exercise, 8 to 10,000 steps. Also weight control, which you can your BMI is over 30, you have to lower down to 23. Now, remember, everybody, if you can lower your BMI to to 23, you will definitely be improved your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Now, the key things here is you have to have exercise, diet control, then you had actually can able to achieve this goal. And then we have every week we have free webinar, and this is something that we always help you to understand what is pre-diabetic, what diabetes, so you will have a very good understanding about the upcoming potential disease. Net result, you will be very, very helpful for you to basically to control your blood sugar. Now, after that, you'll teach you how to track your blood sugar also. Now, imagine we're going to have a video that is already in YouTube. Look under here is https www.youtube.com/ at CTTs, CTEASLOWSUTEA / video. You could actually review. We have 377 video in there already pre-recorded to help you out. Now, we also have the Chinese video that can help you too. And later on, we have a Chinese program, which is start at 11:45, and you can actually see the similar thing, but it's in Chinese and Cantonese. So basically, we have this program to help you to better understand what to do to lower your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Now, if you really lower your 3 high, typically you will be so much better. Now, so let's go back to the real lecture now. So what is the sugar? What is really sugar is all about? Now, sugar is part of a carbohydrate, but it is important you can have sugar to give you energy for the body. But you can find sugar in different places. Like, for example, a fruit will have sugar, vegetable sugar, and also processed food also have sugar. So all these things are part of your food. You get energy, but there are sugar in this. But the key is which sugar will be better for you. So we try to make our lecture very simple, easy for you to apply, and that way you can understand what to do. So how sugar affect your blood sugar? Okay, now as you know, sugar is a carbohydrate and it will convert this sugar into glucose. And then you can actually get sugar into the vessels and eventually go into cells. So give energy for your entire body because the cell uses sugar to make like a fuel, like energy, right? And you can definitely find many of this sugar from fruits, vegetable, and processed food. And you can find sugar everywhere. Now, so they're natural and they're added sugar. So what is natural sugar? Natural sugar find in fruits and milk. And added sugar, you have to white sugar, put in your cooking, during your cooking process. And then the key here is if every day you take a lot of this white sugar, and that will be harmful for you if you have pre-diabetic diabetes. So net result, we got to make sure that we don't use a lot of this white sugar to cook and to add other things in there to help you to still get the sweetness, but without the harmful effect. And so that's what we will talk about today. Now, there are basically there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different type of sugar that will be good for you and not so good for you, okay? Like, for example, table sugar, which is your white sugar that you see here, this white sugar. This is the sugar that basically, typically at a table, you put some white sugar in your coffee or tea or whatever and cooking. Now, this sugar, if you have pre-diabetes, you got to really watch out. And these are usually called sucrose or white sugar that you might need to take as little as possible, because you use it a lot, they will just spike your sugars up, and that is not good. Now, some of the sugars are very good. Is fructose, which is fructose is the actual sugar from the fruit itself. So that is something that might not give you a fast spike of sugar. So you need to select the type of fruit sugar will be helping you not to get sugar spike. The milk sugar, which will be lactose, and that is also you drink a lot of milk, and that's where you get sugar. Now, also, if you have sugar alcohol, which a lot of times they make candies, chocolate, for example, whatever sweet that is, for you to take, then that type of sugar is called sorbitol, xylitol. Now, if you have see any sugar in there stated tall, ITOL, this is really the sugar alcohol. So they are less damaging, but they're there. Now, certainly you have the artificial sweeteners. So, like for example, Splendid is a common brand, and these are the sugar that a lot of people, actually diabetic, pre-diabetic, will be using. But the key is you got to use very, very small amount, moderately. That will be okay for you. Okay. Now, then let's dive a little bit more on each type of sugar. Now, table sugar is really the white powder sugar, and a lot of time you'll find to go to a bakery shop, you buy a donut, pastry, all they use is white sugar, the powder white sugar, so-called sucrose. And this white powder sugar can be very quickly give you a sugar spike. Okay, raise blood sugars quickly. Bang. Okay. Now you got to be careful with this, because when you get the big spike, it will also come back down. And it's a pre-diabetic diabetes. You don't want to have that. You want to have the sugar slowly go up, not to have this spike and slowly come back down. But if you get a spike, unfortunately, net result, you have all kind of negative effect. Plus, remember now, more sugar in there, adding up your cholesterol. You are forming plaques everywhere, the entire body. And you don't want to have that. The more plaques you form, the future damage will be higher and higher, okay? And so, if you go to a pastry shop or bakery shop, you found that all these nice big food here, this is the kind of sugar that they use, the white powder sugar. And so best is to limit or avoid them totally. So really, and that's why I said we are trying to teach you guys with all this information, so you start changing your lifestyle. Because previously, when even myself, I love to have nice pastry, very nice cakes. But now, you know what? After a year or two, you start changing the lifestyle. You no more have craving anymore. You no longer go there and say, "Oh, I'll go for this." You don't. You just sort of, I don't need it. Or if I have it, I take very small piece just for taste. Then it's good. So net result, you are not really getting a lot of sugar to get you the spike, and that's the key. Okay. Now, fructose is the actual fruit. The sugar is the actual fruit. And you can find in fruits, honey, but that is important. Fructose is good because it is less impact on your sugar. It doesn't give you a lot of sugar spike. So net result is natural. It slowly go up and absorb into the bloodstream much slower. And actually, it's better to eat this type of fruit sugar with your diet. But importantly, with that, you should also add the fibers together. For example, when I eat an apple, I would definitely eat with apple with the skin. Although we have some sugar, but with the skin, you're adding more fiber into it, is so much better for you, because the fiber is also delay the sugar absorption. Plus, it's good for your gut. It give you more fiber to the gut. It's actually better for you to get you move out your bowel movement and so forth. So it's so much better. So make sure eat fruits, not fruit juice now. It's actual fruit because fruit juice is just certainly it is still a fructose in there, fruit sugar, but it doesn't have the fiber. So it's best to eat the fruit together with the fruit with the skin and everything, so you get to eat the actual fiber and help you better instead of just drinking the fruit juice. Now, milk sugar is called lactose and basically found in all milk and dairy, okay? Now, it moderate affect your blood sugar, but doesn't really give you a tremendous sugar spike. So the more important as a pre-diabetic diabetes, you need to take low-fat dairy option. Now that is important because low-fat dairy option, it helps you to not getting a lot of cholesterol and fat inside your body. So always, if you're pre-diabetic, make sure to take low-fat milk rather than just the regular milk, because regular milk is have 3.70% of fat, so milk fat. So that is important. Now, then people will say, well, how about sugar alcohol? Now, as you know, many of these sugar alcohol are usually made in candy. So matter of fact, many of them you see, oh, well, this say sugar-free gum. Now, the important thing is they are not really truly sugar-free because they use sugar alcohol, which is like sorbitol, mannitol. So anything with TOL, ITOL, then you know this is a sugar alcohol. They do have low impact on your blood sugar, but a lot of time people may also found that after take that, the stomach don't feel that well. So you have to be careful with that, okay? So don't eat a lot of those. The key is don't think that, wow, it's sugar free, okay? But don't eat a lot of that. Now, the last but not least is artificial sweetener. Now, a lot of people nowadays, as you know, if they're pre-diabetes, they will basically take stevia or they will take Splenda, that kind of sugar. Yes, there's no calories as there's no sugar in there. And you can find in a lot of the diet drink and sugar-free food. But that is good, is only don't make it too much. It's safe in small amount. But importantly, I know everybody like a little bit sweet, but really at the end of the day, try to get as little as possible. That will be better for you. And nowadays, a lot of people also use agave, and agave also is like a plant. Okay, so that result, there also is a low glycemic index, but it also provides some sugar, but it's also delay the sugar go, it doesn't spike, it go delay, but you got a little sweeter taste. So that good selection in that. So for a pre-diabetic, a diabetic, what should I choose? I mean, look like all the sugars, what do I choose? Now, really important you gotta look at is you want to go whole fruit sugar with fibers. What I mean is like you eat your cereals, now you want some sugar in there instead of using the real white powder sugar, but you can add fruits like, for example, blackberries, strawberries, or even sometimes bananas, okay too. So those fruits, a whole fruit, an apple, for example, will have actually fruit sugar to make the taste really good, but it has fibers. So adding fiber is really cool. It's very good for you. So try this if you take, like, for example, uh, cereals, but don't buy the sweet cereal. Buy the cereal with low sugar or no sugar added. Now, really, at the end of the day, if you look at the box, a lot of time, morning cereal. Sometimes I saw some of the boxes, 70 grams of sugar in just a little bit, 1 cup of cereal. So it's very, very sweet. Get rid of those. Get something that's 4 to 5 gram type. That will be very good. 4 to 5 gram, you can affordable to add on together. Remember, each day try to take 150 gram of carbs. That will give you a good uh, uh, carb intake without all the added sugar. And you need a small amount of honey and stevia you can add on. Now, also, if you really want to do something, you can have sugar alcohol, but a small amount. But really avoid the white powder sugar, added sugar. That's the white powder sugar is not good for you. So that will be a suggestion for you. And in all the salad, for example, you don't need any sugar, and you just add fruits, actual fruit. You can add avocado, apple, blackberry, those strawberry, and that will give you tremendous amount of taste to give you a variety of fruits in there, and you will make your fruits more interesting. At the end of the day, everything you buy, you really has to start checking the label. What is the total sugar? And the total sugar usually say carbs, how many, 18 gram or whatever. And then their fiber, 5 gram, and sugar, whatever amount that remain. So you really look at make sure that you have total sugar amount of gram, usually about 16, 17, which is good for you. If you lock inside a little bit real sugar added is less than 5 gram or so, and then rest of them are fiber. So you look for all the items need to have fiber content, and choose the food with low added sugar, and that is the key, and that is the your objective. And that's why I said a lot of people now know about their pre-diabetic diabetes. They need to change lifestyle. So they need to start looking at that and to help you to understand what to look for. So reading a label is very important. Now, I start reading my label a few years ago. When I start reading, I realized that I need to control the sugar intake. So I read everything from cereal and everything I buy. I read the label, and I'm not getting a product with 75 gram of sugar. I can tell you a lot of product cereal, especially, has high amount of sugar, which you don't need, and you don't have to have that. And if you would be healthy, low amount of sugar the best. Now, certainly you can drink Lowsutea or water, but if you drink Lowsutea 3 liter a day, you are really cover a lot of things for you. A 2 liter Lowsutea and the rest of them are water, but not soda. Soda water is probably one of the worst because there's a lot of sugar in there. And on top of that, if you drink Lowsutea every day, basically you drink 6 cups at least, or 8 cups a day. That'll give you lots of fluid to dilute your blood, and also can excrete, because Lowsutea help you to excrete your sugar, your cholesterol, your salt out through urine. So net result, you lower your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Lower your three high. Now, thirdly, you have to eat the whole fruits, not juice. Remember, not juice. You want to eat whole food. Like, for example, eat an apple, not apple juice. You want to eat, including all the fiber in it that will help you to, decrease the time the sugar add into your bloodstream, and also help you better digestion and so forth. So always eat the whole fruits like apple, pears, strawberry, blackberry. Eat the whole fruit, but not the juice. The worst thing you drink the juice is give you sugar spike. And also use spice to enhance the food. Like, for example, cinnamon with adding flavor, or whatever spice you add on can help you to get more taste, but not to get white sugar in there and get the taste, okay? And certainly it is important to choose unsweetened snack. Now, a lot of people say, hey, I'm a pre-diabetic diabetes. What kind of snack should I use? Now, I have been telling many of our people as snack is to add, like, for example, add, cereal, not syrup, but I mean the add a small, cucumber, cut in strip, uh, uh, and so forth to help you to add this snack in your chewing. You can have some carrots, for example, small carrot strip about like this and put ice box, and whenever you're hungry you add it up. So you have also celery is a good one. Yes, I eat a lot of celery for snack because you can have the chew and also fibers. So really at the end of the day you can have a lot of unsweetened snack to help you to get your craving of snack. Okay, so at the end of the day, it really Lowsutea is a natural herbal tea to help you to lower your blood sugar, cholesterol, blood pressure, because it really works. You have guava leaves. The two things there, bitter melon, guava leaf is just delay the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. Guava leaf is increase. Bitter melon increase insulin sensitivity to take sugar into the cells, and the excess sugar, cholesterol, and blood salt will be dumped out through urine. So you have three high will lower. So you actually lower your high blood sugar, blood pressure, and bad cholesterol. Okay, so in conclusion, important here is choose natural sugar with fibers. Now, what that means is an apple. When you eat an apple, you don't take off the skin, eat the skin together, and that is fiber in that. That will be wonderful. You want to add, you want to avoid adding white sugar in your food because that will spike your sugar. That's not good. And every time you buy any product like cereal, whatever you buy, you make sure you read the label and see whether it has a big sugar, carbs in there. They always have carbohydrate, and to find out how much fiber in there, and then what is the actual sugar amount. Important, you can try to do everything with less than 5 grams will be good. And you got to eat the whole food, basically. Now, Lowsutea definitely help you on daily support you for lower your three high. And you got to drink water and Lowsutea instead of soda. And that will help you tremendously on your changing lifestyle and continue to lower your blood sugar throughout your new life, if you will, for your new lifestyle. And hopefully with that, you lower your, because you can measure A1C, which is give you a 3-month average of blood sugar. And if your A1C is approaching 6.4, you hopefully with all these changes in diet alone, plus certainly you got to add on the exercise and lower your weight, your A1C will drop down to 5.7 and below. That would be really good. I have a client just recently told me that after just 5-6 weeks of drinking Lowsutea, they dropped the blood sugar already below 5.7 with the A1C. So it's definitely I have a lot of customers with A1C is 8, continue to drink Lowsutea. After 3-4 months, the A1C dropped down to 5.7 or 5.8 around there. So they are very happy, but they also really continue to do that. They don't stop. They continue to manage their really the sugar intake, the carbs intake, and also they start doing exercise to lower the weight. And so they really work on it and changing that lifestyle, and definitely then the whole A1C go down and the cholesterol also go down and the blood pressure go down. All right, today this is my webinar. If you have any question, do write to me, Andy at wahfong.com, ANDY@WAHFONG.com, or WhatsApp us to 852-6792-8891. That'll be really important to let us know what you think about the webinar or any questions you have on the webinar that we can help you to clarify. That'll be very, very helpful for us. And so at the end of the day, it's so important. You need to start practicing. You have to act. And that's why we'll give you all these know-how to get you to act. So that way you can able to become more understanding about your disease and how to prevent spiking of sugar, and how we long term with healthier lifestyle is so much better for you. So anyway, thank you again. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and I appreciate you joining our webinar, and see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.